Welcome along. I'm Danny de Hek, aka the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger. Got a bit of a different one for you today. No boomerang, no we are all Satoshi, no Super One, but we actually have a friend from over the ditch, as a New Zealander would say, and his name is Stewart Crain. Now, Stewart Crain has actually been victim to what I would call a romance scam, and he's actually parted with 33,600 Australian dollars. And the purpose of this video is he wants to share his story to help other people from going down the same path he went to. Now, we have got some interesting things to show you. I want to actually show you some of the ways that we can research people that you may be communicating with. Unfortunately, the lady that he thought he was communicating with is basically just made up from Instagram images. We're going to show you how to do some things. And we're also going to ask Stewart some questions on how he fell privy to losing this money. And it's quite fresh and it's quite raw. And I just really wanted to say thank you to Stewart for coming on to the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger channel and sharing his story. So as they say in my world, mate, without any further ado, I'll click the right button. Welcome along. And thank you for being brave enough to come in here and share your story.
Thanks, Danny.
No worries. So I did prepare some questions to get you sort of a bit softer before we get into the good stuff. Now, you've actually, this money that you've parted with at the moment, you've actually done it with crypto. But would it be fair to say that you really had no knowledge of crypto at the start?
Yeah, I never, I've had a few friends over the years try and get me involved in crypto, but it was something I never understood. So I never liked it. I never, wouldn't get involved in it.
Yeah, but they managed to help teach you, or you forced yourself to learn at the time? Or did they tell you what to download? They told you what to do? They told you how to deposit your money?
This was this lady you're talking about?
Yeah, in general.
Yeah,
So
yeah, that's exactly it.
So would it be fair to say you had nothing to do with crypto before this experience?
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah.
So that to me, in my knowledge, tells me that you are the perfect candidate for these type of people.
Yeah.
And they go out hunting. They're like predators. They go after people like you that don't have any knowledge, and then it sounds interesting, fascinating, and you can get involved. So I say lady, her name is, we've just talking about before we went live, is Shirley spelt backwards.
Yeah, yes, that's it. Yes.
I've got my computer. How would you say it?
As it's spelled on a Facebook page?
Yeah.
Oh, I got really no idea. You'd say Yelrihs or something. Yelrihs.
Yeah, I'll have a go with my computer. Let's see what it says.
Yelrihs Grif.
Yelrihs Grif. Yeah, it's really weird.
Yeah, and it's like I said, a friend told me yesterday that it's Shirley spelt backwards.
So how did you first come in contact with, let's call her Shirley spelt backwards?
Yeah, I just got contacted her through Messenger on Facebook, just out of the blue. Yeah.
Yep. Now, out of interest, today I went into the spam folder of my Messenger and I had 2 messages from people, and they were asking me, how long have I been involved in crypto?
Yeah.
And I just delete them automatically. But they're what you call bots, and they go out there and they may even demograph your age or who you are. They might even use AI to sort of figure out what age group you're in. And then they send you a random generated message, like a phishing. It's like putting a bit of bait on a hook and throwing it out to a million people and seeing who bites. And they try every trick in the book. So obviously that's what you got. You got a Facebook message from somebody saying what?
Just basically, hello, how are you? And then I answered and said, well, I don't know you. What? And she just proceeded to say, oh no, I'm just on Facebook looking to meet friends. And the funny thing was, when I looked up her profile like a Facebook page, she was actually friends with 11 other people that I was friends with, which I sort of thought, oh, this is a bit strange, and then it just went from there. Yeah.
So out of interest, that's what you've done. you've done really cool there. So let me tell you what alarms me about this person's Facebook account, and I'll just show you what I did. So this is the theory. This young lady probably isn't the young lady. Well, I know for a fact it's not the lady you were chatting to.
No, that's it. Yeah.
However, you may have seen like-minded photos around, and I've just popped into her photos. And anybody who's watching this right now is more than welcome to actually have a look at this profile as well. I actually put it in the description of the video. But I'm going to show you something that alarmed me when I looked at this. First of all, I go straight to the friends area. Now, a lot of the times, this profile could have actually been pinched from some other Facebook user, and they've switched up the photos. Because if you go to the About Us section, normally it tells you there's an area in here that will tell you when this was created. Sometimes, if it's a Facebook page, it may do, or it may tell you how long this page has existed. But in this case, there was no real clear date line of when this was. Oh, here we go. Oh, no, that's just when she went to school. But it does say she's from Perth, Tasmania, Australia, which is unusual saying Tasmania, isn't it?
It is, yeah. And that's once I got talking to her, she was actually from Perth in Western Australia. She was telling me.
Yeah, and she's trying to form a relationship with you, a similarity, but obviously she claimed also to me, because I've been chatting to her, that she was basically living in Kuala Lumpur.
Yeah,
So the other one that alarms me is these friends here. And I've gone through, and what I've done, mate, is if I go to this page here, this is a profile that I've set up for our interview.
Yeah.
And I've gone through and I've grabbed everybody's name that she's friends with, and their name and location. Because potentially the people that are on this list here could be people like yourself.
Oh, that's right. And that's I only the other day I put a thing on Facebook to put out to all my friends that like she's a scammer. Do not engage with her and that sort of thing. Yeah.
So I've had friends that have lost access to their Facebook page and they can't get it back because Facebook's so stupid.
Yeah.
And this could be an Australian's Facebook page that they've managed to work out the password with.
So, and she was, you can see just there where you're there, Stewart Crain, she was actually friends with me and I didn't even realise it. I must have just clicked on it at some stage. And But
so on Facebook, you can basically rebrand your Facebook page if you're clever enough, and you'll get a URL. But it's so unusual to see a Facebook page with a whole lot of Australian friends. So I'm guessing that she's either created a Facebook page and spent a lot of time and energy befriending Australians, or hijacked somebody else's Facebook page and then rebranded it to her own. And as you said,
I reckon that's what she's done. I think she's pinched the Facebook page of someone, and then made out it's hers and using all of the people's friends and that sort of thing. Yeah.
Yep, and that's exactly what they do, and that's a telltale sign. So when I looked at this, the first thing I do is check out the friends and obviously the photos. So with the photos, I showed Stuart before, but we clicked on one of these photos. And if you're using Chrome, you won't be able to see it because I'm using stupid software, but you can right click on that picture and go search Google for images, and a box will pop over to the right and it will show you like-minded pictures, which isn't really going to help you too much. Sometimes you do find the same images, but in this case we didn't. And then you go find images, and now you see other places that these images have been used. And there was one with Twitter that we clicked on, and now we've gone off to somebody else's Twitter. Now, if this was the same lady, you would expect it to be on her profile. But in this case, we've now got a Twitter profile which goes by the name of Grace. And Grace is a name, I've watched a few of these romance scams, and there's a brand called Grace. And you can see that she's now got exactly the same photo in her array of photos in her Gucci bag. I think it's Gucci. I'm not really a designer logo guy. But unfortunately, you can just about guarantee that anyone that's dealt with Grace or anyone that's dealt with surely spelt backwards, is using the same photos to fool people into thinking. No, so if we go back to Grace's profile, now we can come down here and we can look for other things, So, I mean, this is a romance scam, and, she's probably trying to show photos that sort of let you see her body and the like. So, same deal, right click on that photo, search Google Images, and would you believe we've now found another a set of photos. This time we've got a different lady again who's claiming that this is, and she's got no face. You can't see who she is. She's got a cell phone holding up like whatever, sexy legs. You click on media, and now you can go through here, headless photos, and here we go. Here's the set of photos. And if we flip through these photos, we're going to get an anonymous lady with no head showing us all different parts of her body, which can look quite attractive. And something that you said to me earlier on, Stewart, was you said that she was trying to find new friends on the internet. I don't think pretty ladies have problems finding people to chat to on the internet. So that could be another telltale sign.
Yeah.
So what happened to Stewart then? Probably if we go through our questions, what made her seem trustworthy to you would be
I think at the start, I wasn't really trustworthy. I asked hundreds of, or not hundreds, but like I asked a lot of questions about what she was telling me, and things, and and then as it progressed, that's when the trust started, sort of thing. Yeah, but like I said, initially I was a little bit skeptical. But the things I was asking her, she always had an answer for, and
yes.
and had something. Like, she told me about the company that she works with is a fair income company in Malaysia. I looked it up, and and the other thing she was trying to, like, what she got me involved in was USDT, which is a tether coin that's based on the US dollar. And it's that's a genuine thing as well. Like, it's a genuine, legitimate coin sort of thing. So so that's what I said. I was skeptical at start, but as time progressed, it just that all went out the window.
Yeah, well, I started chatting to her because you gave me a phone number.
Yeah,
and this is what I did on the screen. You can actually see this. So I said, "Hello, how can I assist you today?" Because I had a standard message set up, and then she's right back and go, assist me for what? And then I go, oh, sorry, it looks like I got the wrong Hannah. So that was a mistake, an impromptu meeting. And then out of that, I said, and then she says, may I know where you got this number from? So they know that their phone number is quite, sacred to them, because this would actually go to a real SIM card, I believe. Even though I know they have call centers and they have generated numbers. And I'm going to show you something interesting in a minute, which will be interesting. I'm going to try ring. Have you tried ringing this phone number?
yeah.
Yep. Now, it probably will work on WhatsApp, but it might not work on the conventional Vodafone network that we're familiar with.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, because they can basically have phone numbers spoofed up, so to speak. But anyway, I said I missed one of the digits from the number. Ironically, so she's asking me how I know her and how I got the number. So I just basically made up some bullshit. So I missed out one of the digits of the phone number that I was trying to ring. Ironically, same name, Hannah. Even though the lady we're meant to, that you've been chatting to, do you know where she got the name Hannah from?
No, she just that's what she told me her name. That's what I said. When I first was talking to her, I said, well, it's a different name to what you. I said, your Facebook and stuff, and she said, yeah. She said, that's not my real name, and then she told me her name was Hannah. Yeah.
So it's crazy, isn't it? But you can obviously see it's a +6 a +60 number, which I shouldn't really have on the screen.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the conversation went on. Sorry to bother you. All the best. And then she goes back, no worry. And then she's even commented back on my, and this is a telltale sign. The format of this, they can't help themselves but reply to people when they ask questions.
Yeah.
Because she's actually replied to both messages, not just the one, which I get a bit ADHD on it when I look at this. Thanks very much. And then, what part of Malaysia are you from? I've been to Penang and also a place called Langkawi. Are you familiar with it? Because I have actually been to those places. So I'm trying to, and that was, I don't know if that was Thursday. So that's just in the first day. So the second day, I'm in Australia currently. And my city is Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia. And then I go, oh, I'm in New Zealand. Love visiting Kuala Lumpur, cool city. How's Australia treating you? So I'm trying to have a bit of a chat. She's not really buying it at the moment.
No.
Well, since I was born in Perth, Australia is amazing. So that's kind of not quite the right lingo Australian would use, just saying, but okay.
Yeah.
So then we carried on chatting. Now we're on to Saturday. What did your parents do for a living in Perth? And then I've just said mining. My father is a business of importing and exporting, and my mum is a housewife. Okay, and housewife isn't what we would call. I don't think you'd call a housewife. Stay-at-home mum is what we call them in New Zealand.
Yeah.
What do you call? Yeah.
That's
So the
fine.
terminology is not quite right here.
Yeah.
What do you do, if you don't mind me asking? I work in a project management. I am a project manager in digital finance company. Well, that sounds impressive, doesn't it? So that's is that the same profession she had with you?
No, she was she in advertising. She was making advertisements online for companies online. Yeah, is what she told me.
Wow. And then we got to the point, what kind, project manager of finance. So you're smart with money, kind of, but still not really gelling with her. She doesn't trust me, I can tell. Funny. And then, okay. And then Monday, what you doing? My auntie passed away. And guess where she lives? And then I waited until today. Now, today we've been recording this on Thursday. So we've
Yeah.
had a 4-day break. And she goes, where? And I said, she passed away in Perth, because she's in Perth, I'm
Yeah.
in Perth, and I would wait. So there's no point me dribbling this conversation with some probably somebody in a tin shed in Nigeria, But out of curiosity, let's see what happens if we try to ring it. It does ring, so let's see. She can't see you; she can only hear you. So if she does answer, I'll see if she answers. Well, it answers. I'm going to actually do a video call because it's more exciting. Because then they sometimes answer it with their camera on because they forget to turn it off, which is always a bit of a. And also the correspondence time. Like right now, it is it 12 o'clock?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if she's in Australia at the moment, it's midday. So she should theoretically answer. But I don't think that's going to happen. But when I do ring these phone numbers, normally what happens is I now get a message saying, why are you trying to ring me? I can't take my call at the moment.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's always the same demographic. So that would have got her attention. Either would have, if she is in Malaysia or Nigeria, I would have woken them up at 3 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah.
So now I normally get a read. Now, noticing that the read section on WhatsApp isn't showing anything since I've sent her messages this morning. So nothing's really, unfortunately, happening there. You've given me some photos as well, which this is theoretically the same girl. And then we've got a different type of looking girl. So a very pretty young girl that just didn't have anyone to chat to on the internet.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I would be quite happy to chat to that probably all day long, just saying. But
Tell
it's
me about it.
yeah, so what we could do in this case, I'm going to switch screens now. I'm going to see if we can bring up we'll go bring back the screen that we did have. We'll go to this. And what you can do if I've got the photos of her on my desktop of the computer, and so I'm going to share that screen. Oh, I've shared the wrong screen. I'm not very good at this. And then we'll ask you probably more questions about how the deal went down. But let's say I throw. Oh, hold it. I've thrown that girl on the screen, and that photo. We did see that photo just before. I'm going to see if I can actually bring it up. I've done the wrong screen again. I'm not good at this, Stuart. You're bringing out the worst of me. Let's just try that again. Let's try that one there. Now, oh, no, it's not the same dress. I actually thought, looking through these photos, I thought that dress that she was wearing was actually that dress there,
Yeah.
but it's not, is it? It's just,
No.
it's got flowers on it. So, but anyway, let's say you're just on this photo, you right click on it, which you can't see, you search Google Images, and it goes away and finds all the photos that might be the same girl, and I can find all the clothes she's wearing and where to buy them,
Mm.
but I can't necessarily find the actual photo of her wearing them. But people who were trying to fool people into thinking they were a certain person literally could pick out any of those photos and build up a library of photos and then create an account
Yeah.
on Instagram and Facebook. And you can see that there's no exact messages.
Mm.
Right. So have you heard of AI photos? So
No. I had.
AI images of sexy ladies. Okay. All right. So now I'm searching Google and I've gone to images. Now these ones are obviously I can tell they're AI because that lady's got too heavy at the
Yeah.
top, very, very skinny. Whoops, we didn't mean to click on her. But
Yeah.
the AI images like that there could
Yeah.
theoretically, that is not even a real person. That's just
Yeah.
some of them are too good to be true. But
Yeah.
if you
That's.
saw that photo there on
Yeah.
the right, that there looks pretty realistic to me. Oh, that one
Yeah.
doesn't. But
No.
but they're getting so real that they don't even need to use real
Oh,
images.
that's what I say. Like, and you see some of the videos and stuff that they're doing now. You can't tell that they're not that person talking even now.
Yeah. Well, look at this one here. I mean, that there. I mean, it's too paint polished. Whoops. Too polished to be
Yeah.
real. But I think this one here might be. I mean, if you saw that, you just can't imagine. You know that pictures are touched up on magazines,
Yeah.
but to know that's totally generated from nothing,
That's
and
it.
there's no lady with a towel half hanging off her.
That's it.
Yeah, so I can certainly see, but what I'm getting at with that particular picture, let's go to another one that we've got. So this one here, this could be generated completely with AI or modified enough. Now, if you look at her arm, do you notice that arm on the watch all of a sudden drops off?
Yeah. Yeah.
Her arm is too wide for that all of a sudden it's just gone
That
stupid.
that part of her arm. Yeah.
Yep. And then if you look, like if you look at her eyes, she's got brown eyes, but I can't see, pupils in those eyes, but I know they're
No.
dark. Also, silly things like around the nose area or, it's just some things don't look quite right.
Yeah. Yeah.
But with the technology available now, you could actually search for this image and find whereabouts on the internet they got it from, or if it's mass produced. But in this particular case, I've only looked at two of them. Those two photos that you sent me,
Yeah.
I can't find them on the internet. And they're
Yeah.
now knowing that if they have a photo and they use it, that if you can't find it, it does make it harder to bust whether it's real or not, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
No. That's.
I think one of these photos is real, and I reckon that one there,
Yeah.
I reckon that looks more real. So let's try doing right clicking on that, Google search, and no joy. So what about this one here? Yeah. And then we'll go to Google search on that one. No, nothing. Yeah, so they're very clever. Oh, yeah. So, do we have any belief that she's or it? I keep saying she or them.
Them,
Yeah.
them.
So what you could do is you could reach out to people. So what I have done since we've chatted is
Yeah,
I've actually gone to the friends and I've wrote to 3 or 4 of these guys, asking them if they know that this lady is a scammer.
yeah,
They haven't wrote back to me because Facebook make it so incredibly hard to message people you don't know unless I add them as a friend.
yeah. That's it. Yeah,
So if I add her as a friend, which I just have done now, she'll either get an email if her email is connected to whatever, and she'll
yeah,
probably block me from seeing her profile. So then I just won't even be able to go there ever again,
yeah.
which is just ridiculous. All right, mate. So what else do we? So that's probably not going to help you too much. But so how did the scam go down? Like what did they? What was the early stages of the investment journey that you started to? Where did you start seeing red flags? Or
Well, even from the start, like what she explained to me was that basically what she said is you buy these USDT dollars, then a company that she was uh, with would then buy them USDT dollars off you and then give you a percentage increase on that value. And initially, I only did $300, I think it was, to start with. And sure
yep,
enough, I bought $300, 300 USDTs, which and like I said that they're based on the US dollar, so that $300 would cost me what probably about $500 sort of thing. And then she said, I transfer that to this. She gave me an address to transfer it to,
mm,
wallet address. I then transferred it. And then, sure enough, the money was in my. At that stage, I had a Wise account because she told me to open up a Wise account. And I did that. And sure enough, the money was put back in there in Australian dollars, plus about, they gave me a 5% return on it. So I sort of thought, oh, this is, not too bad and way things go.
so in
And
short, you put $300 in, and you got $360 back.
yeah, yeah,
Yep.
that's it. And so then I did it again, and sure enough, increased the value. At that stage, I think it was $3,000 I did then, and sure enough, I got another return, and everything went fine. Then that's when I had to. I said, "Oh." Then she explained to me about this. Uh, I don't know what a trade. She was calling it a major trade, and I said, "Oh, what's that?" And she said, "If we get 60,000 USDT dollars, we can get a 20% return, and that they would give you a car." And I said, "Oh, righto, that sounds a bit bloody unreal to do that sort of thing." And
So
then that Vitien, see, that's when I had to, I opened up a Vitien account, which is supposedly a crypto wallet.
mm,
And so then I started buying USDT dollars off Binance. It was the app that I was using to do that, and then transferring it to this Vitien wallet. And not only that, but she said, I'm going to help. We'll do this together. And she said, and I said, because I said to her, I said, I'm not a wealthy person. I said, I don't have a lot of money. I said, I'm struggling at the moment. I said, I've had a shoulder operation, blah, blah, blah. And she said, yeah, no, we'll do it together. And she actually put in three different times. She put 18,000 USDT supposedly in there, and then a
now that
20.
was so I get that right. So in this Vitien wallet, you could actually see a
I could see
balance.
it. Yeah,
Yep. And
I could see
I
it.
think you gave me a screenshot of that. I'll just see if I can get rid of these pretty girls off my screen. That's not helping me.
Yeah.
Um,
So every time, so when she put this in there, I could actually see in the wallet the increase of the amount. And like I
Yeah.
said, to start with, it was 18,000, then a 20,000 deposit, then a 3,100 or something deposit she put in, and that
Okay. So
increased.
this,
So that's my current balance there now, and
yeah.
but I can't get it. I can't get it out. And as you found out, it was after I contacted you to help me. You said that it's just not there.
Yeah. So what we did is we went to Tron and tried looking up the money to see where it was at, and it just didn't exist. So I might just be able to actually I'll just see if I can bring, because I think you gave me your wallet address handy there a wee while ago. And Tron is a place where, so all these wallets are like a game of Monopoly, and they literally fool you into thinking that you've so if you went to Tron, I'm pretty sure I'm right. I'm not a crypto junkie friend myself, but the beauty of it all is if you type in an address, normally Tron will show you the transactions. And this particular wallet actually does have money in it. And this is one of the wallets that Stewart sent the money to. So
No, this is the wallet that she used to send money to me.
that's correct.
Yeah.
Thanks for clarifying that. Now you can actually, now what we've done in the past is we go to the transfers, and we've actually noticed a pattern of money going the same way. So once I logged into one of these scammers' wallet, and they had deposited $55, $85, and $135. That was the only transactions that they always did. And
Yeah.
then when we looked at the scam, it was a hotel booking scam. The first step to fool the person into a false sense of security was you buy something for $25 and they will pay you $45. And then you buy
Yeah.
something for $55 and then they give you $70. And then they go for the big one, well, the bigger one. And I think you paid 100 and you'd get 190 back. But by that time, it's a mathematical equation. It builds trust, 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 and then they take all the money.
Yeah.
And when we logged into that particular wallet, we could actually see a similar trade every time. And this wallet's not too far different because we can see even amounts of money, 5,000, it's all 5,000, 5,000 out. But there is actually transactions of money where it looks like they're using this wallet to build that sense of security with people.
Mm.
So we're going to keep an eye on this wallet and see what it does. And what we theoretically, I tag everything I see on the internet, and sometimes we get lucky. And so I've actually called this Hannah, this wallet. And anytime Hannah does, if I see that name on any other transaction that we're tracking one day, we'll know that it's connected to this, what I call
Yeah.
criminal network.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and another wee service that we're offering at the moment, which is free of charge to everybody,
Mm.
is if you go to dannydehek.com. I'll get rid of your face there, mate. You look like you're a sheep in the a deer in the headlights there. Yeah. And then on the contact us button, we've got where did my crypto go?
Yeah.
And this takes you to a form where people can put their name, their handle, the email address, and the crypto wallet address, how much they invested. And we can track these where your money went, and
Yeah.
we can show you. Because that's what
Yeah.
we really want to do here is it's all me, all great and wonderful me sitting here with Stuart saying, where your money's gone, and maybe you should have reverse image looked up, the person and found out who you're talking to. But sometimes you just want to know, have I really been scammed?
Yeah. Well,
Now,
that's I say with that wallet. Like even when I download that wallet, like because I got it off Google Play, it
yep,
comes up that it's like it's been downloaded. It's people are happy with it. I even have Norton's antivirus on my phone. It come up as saying safe. So you got no queries about that. It actually is a legit wallet, but obviously it's not.
Well, I'm not educated enough to say, but when you said to me, like when you did those $300 transactions and you got 20% of the money back, how long did that transaction take to get
Oh,
approved?
only minutes. It didn't take
Oh,
very
was it?
long.
But
Yeah,
when you went to withdraw the $10,000 one,
yeah.
it never happened, did it? Because you put
No,
$10,000 in there. So
no,
I
that's
thought,
a
oh, maybe they have to be manually approved, or maybe there's some, I can't even say the word I wanted, custodian, a person that has authority to approve the transactions as they go through.
yeah,
And I don't know if this is a private wallet that there might be some viewers that are watching at the moment, and if you are, put it in the comments section. But I don't know. I can't find this particular app on the Apple Play Store.
yeah.
It's only
No,
available on Google.
and after I talked to you when I had suspicions about it, you
Mhm.
said, yeah, like I did lots of, and you just can't find people using it. You just can't find people that know anything about it. There is a
Mm,
company called Vitien, but it's VIT hyphenated IEN,
yeah,
which I believe that is a legitimate company, but they're obviously using this setup as a shonky thing.
yeah, and
And
as you can
getting
see
back to
here,
them, where you said them transfers, I tried to transfer $100 or $300. It took 6 hours for that transfer to go through, and then I tried to do the 10,000. It just didn't go through. It just hasn't happened. Yeah,
yeah. So at the moment, you've got a balance of. So when I'm just curious, one thing you said that she wanted you to invest $60,000 because she had an opportunity, but
yeah,
you only lost $33,600. Well, I say only.
yeah.
So how did you what was the goal? How were you going to get to 60?
Well, that's what I said. She supposedly deposited in the roughly 40,000 USD
Oh.
dollars into my account, and
Yep.
then I was going to fulfill the 20,000.
So when you
Um,
say your account, this wallet address, you could see the money in there,
I
and
could
then
see
you.
it in there.
So she was working with you to build it up to $60,000 so that you could go away and do this.
Exactly. Like she was
Yep.
saying, "Oh, I've sold my car. I've I sold my phone. I've done all this, done that. I borrowed some money off my father, and all this sort of and friends." She said, "I borrowed money off friends. We're going to do this. We're going to get there." And I was basically doing the same. I sold my car. I sold various other items to get to the amount. And then once we got to the 60,000. I said, "Here we go. We've done this. We've thing." And the other thing, she was going to fly from Perth to home here, or like to where I live here in New South Wales, to meet me, and we were going to travel the world and do this and that,
Oh,
and
mate.
it was unbelievable, and yeah, and then like I said, but we got to the level of the 60,000. And then I said, "Oh, we've finally done it. Let's do this deal, trade." And then she come back and she said, "Oh, sorry, it's taken so long to do. They've already fulfilled that trade. We've got to do another one." And that's when it went to 65,500. So I had to find another 5,500. And that's when I really clicked that this is not right, that this is,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
and that's when I contacted you then, when I was
Mm,
like I was trying to research, because like I said, I know nothing about all these wallets and stuff like that. I've got no idea anything about that.
yep.
And then when I thought, "Oh, well, I'll try and get some of my money out now to see," and it didn't happen. I thought, yeah, this is not right. Something's not going on. And the other
Yeah.
thing with that Biden thing, you can't talk to no one. You can't find anything. There's a online support thing where you type it in and they supposedly give you answers, but yeah, it was just no help. It was yeah.
And it's got a 3+ rating on here, which isn't good. I've actually reported it already, and I'm just looking at it again now with the screen not on. But I actually have written to Google Play Store.
Yeah,
But people like me spend all day long writing to people like these, and they just keep popping up anyway.
yeah,
Um,
that's it.
App support. Oh, mate, see, this is a real telltale sign. I mean, app support is a Gmail address.
Yeah,
No one who has a company or an app would have a Gmail address.
That's it.
Yeah, and and it's just and it's I'm not gonna rub salt in the wound, because it is like you're not there's billions of dollars being scammed from what I call mum and dad investors, and unfortunately, mate, you're just that perfect demographic person.
Oh, that's what I
And
said.
they got
I
you.
was in a spot where I wasn't in a good place financially and things, and this was just an opportunity. I thought, oh yeah, sounds good, blah blah blah, and yeah, and the romantic side of things, like how that's where it was. Like I had a friend, he said it's just not right, and I said no, I said everything she's telling me, it all works out, it all seems, and like I said, they're very good at what they do. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, but they don't do what you're hoping they're gonna do. That's the other side of it.
And
So,
the funny thing is, like, I've still contacted her, and uh, I uh, she believes that I've taken the money. She accuses me of taking the money, and
oh,
yeah, and then I got onto the online support thing on the Vitien app, and next minute they're coming up with a way that I could get me money back, was to be able to transfer me money if I put another $15,000 in there, USDTs, at 25% of the 60,000. I had to put another 15,000 in there to get me 60,000 back. So it
okay,
just doesn't.
just wanna now, who said that? The Biden people?
That's the Biden on these where you can click online on their app. You can go into an online thing, and you're not talking to anyone. It's just coming up on a screen, and you're
I'm just
chatting to someone like that.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say I've got a Telegram group open at the moment, and I've got some clever people who are crypto junkies, and I'm just gonna see if I'm just gonna post this and say, this wallet. I'll just go, this wallet took I'll just say 33,000 from a guy, 33,000 AU $sign from guy. I am on a live stream with at the moment. What can you tell me about it? Now, I was on a live stream this morning with a bunch of real hardcase guys, and I'm just going to give them the link to this live stream.
Mm.
They may come in the chat room and say some stuff, because it's just yeah, it's just pretty much. And I give them my scam. I'll just stop that. I did. They come in to some of the scams that I'm going after. They look at them and they just say, "Oh yeah, we know that." Well, they're just really good at
Yeah,
spotting these scams. But it just goes on and on and on, mate. I feel for you. Now you've what you've done about it afterwards. I'll get rid of my questions. I don't think I need to ask them really. But after you've felt you've been scammed, you started getting curious. What did you do first? You started searching for people to help you find.
yeah. I started querying about this Biden app to try and find out, because like I said, you couldn't. You do questions on the app itself in their support page, but you weren't getting any answers and that sort of thing. And I started looking around, and that's how I remembered I'd looked at one of your videos on YouTube ages ago, and that's when I thought, oh, I'll see if I can send something to you, and
Yeah,
that's when you give me the reply that yeah, and you had people look into it and say, and then like you showed me then how to look into that using that Tron scan, and I could see where I was putting money into that wallet, but yet it's not in my wallet now. Like my balance is only $19 or something, and that
yeah.
was
We
only
saw Crypto G, my mate who looks up the stuff. He said you had $160 in one of the wallets, but
yeah.
Yeah, and that can be withdrawn. I presume that you have access to all that sort of stuff.
No,
That's in your
I tried to only have 2 days ago. I thought I'll try and get transfer $19 out, and I can't. It's blocked altogether now.
right. And is it blocked in this stupid this wallet? There's no
Yeah.
there's no MetaMask wallet or anything like that.
And then when I queried again, and that's when they come up with this idea that no, to start with, they told me that if I showed them the purchases of the USDs that I transferred, they'd look at things. So I did that. I showed where I'd bought the crypto on Binance and showed the deals that I'd done. And
Yeah.
then they wanted a copy. I said, but some of them I can't do because they were sent from another person. And then when I contacted Hannah, she wouldn't send me the photo of a screenshot of her dealings with buying the USDs at all. She said there must be another way of doing this. And then when I went back, and that's when they come up with this margin that if I put a 25% margin in there of $15,000, that they would then allow me to transfer the 60,000 now.
Yeah.
And like I said, you've looked into that wallet and you know that it's not there. There's only, like I said, I bought some TRX or something to put in there to try it, because someone said that it come up that I needed TRX to so much of that in there to be able to transfer it out. I did that, and so it all comes up. Supposedly there's on my wallet code, that wallet address, that I think there's 160 USD dollars in there. But like I said, I can't move it. I can't even move that in.
Yeah, we had a lady called Vera, and she was in the Guardian newspaper in Australia, and she'd put $45,000 into what she thought was a trading platform. Had an expert help her. He lost that money in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
She was like, oh my God, I just lost $45,000 in 2 weeks because he did bad trading, buying diamonds and oil and all those wonderful things.
Yeah.
Anyway, so company said, oh, look, we'll give you $10,000 as a token gesture, put it in her account. She traded for 2 days and made $100,000. So then she thought she'd withdraw the $100,000 because she'd made it. And then they come back to her and said, no, we gave you the $10,000 to make the $100,000. So it's our money. But what we'll do, if you put it in, what did they say? If she put another $10,000 in, they would let her withdraw the $50,000.
Yeah.
And it's the same deal. And then this lady, she so I mean, I could probably I know Sarah Martin from the Guardian newspaper, and I don't know if you want to tell your story and be public about it, or it's because a lot of people don't talk because it's quite embarrassing.
Oh, that's what I said to you earlier. I said I'm happy. I said I know I've been done, and it is embarrassing. But like I said, if it helps someone else, and that's why I'm doing this interview with you. Like, if people need to know that this is happening, because like you hear it on the media and that scams are going on, but you don't really hear how they're doing it and what they're the thing. But when I reported this to the police, I was talking to this lady over the phone, and she told me, she said it's unbelievable amount of these types of scams that are out there now, and she said they're that good at it. Because I said I'm embarrassed. I said that I let someone into my life like this, and she said don't be. She said because they're that good at it that they know how to talk to people, and they they basically butter you up and make you feel good and all that sort of thing. Yeah.
So I've been in the New York Times, mate, and when I was in the New York Times, I had a company reach out to me who basically scamming, not scamming, but they were going after all the human traffickers, and they have these compounds where they showed me locations of human trafficking compounds around the world, and they showed me videos of people getting tortured who weren't doing what they were told. It's called pig butchering. And if you search for pig butchering on the internet, you'll find these human compounds. They literally have these screens. They have, 60 people in a room, And every question, every answer, every concern that you have, they have one of 10 questions that they'll, pre-prepared answers, and they
Mm,
will pick that one and they'll cut and paste that into the conversation, and that's their job. And
yeah,
they work 16 hours a day, and they have, one day off a month. This is literally what they doing to people. And
yeah,
unfortunately, that's what they call the pig butcher romance scams.
yeah.
And they fatten up the pig, and that's what they call their victims. And
That's
then
it.
they take them to the slaughter. And
Yeah.
it's as sad as that is, but this lady I was speaking to, she's been providing information to the United Nations, and one of the people that I've been tracking, he's connected to these human trafficking compounds, and he's gone AWOL, and no one can find him. His name's Ryan Jew.
Mm,
But when I've been following this guy so long, then all of a sudden, a lot of these scams that I bust, the crypto Ponzi scheme, is always after anyone naming. I'm here to name and shame anyone running or promoting a Ponzi scheme or a scam, but they're like the cartel, and these
yeah.
organizations are grooming people to groom you to take your money. And
Mm.
like the old fashioned, I've rung that lady or that guy, that person, they won't answer their phone. You never talk to this lady on the door.
I spoke to her twice on the
Oh, you
phone.
did?
She at the very start, we had a phone conversation, um, talking about what this USD stuff is about, and then later on, when I had a big, I got real suspicious of things and that, and I said, no, I've had enough of this. She then called me, and then we had a big heart to heart and sob story, blah blah blah, and then that I was back in there again. But on countless times I asked her to do a video call. She always come up with this reason, and it sounded legitimate, like, because like I said, by that time the whole hearts were bouncing and things, and I think in the end it didn't matter what she said, I was believing it, sort of thing. Yeah, because
Mm,
that's just how good they are at doing it. It's yeah,
yeah, and they definitely are. I've actually spoken to a lady. My partner's very trusting of me, but I'm always on the internet befriending everybody, and I chit chat to a lot of people. And
yeah,
I had one lady that I rang up and talked to, and she was a very well presented Asian lady in
yeah,
a very quite a flash office,
yeah.
and she was willing just to have chats with her. So I just kept the conversation going, and I don't even know what actually happened to that conversation, but I can only assume, like that lady could be mistaken to any of those ladies we've looked at in the photos.
Mm.
But they chit chat to you and befriend you. So yeah, it's just they get more sophisticated. I can't even say the word as time goes on, and they just keep overcoming the obstacles that they get thrown at.
Yeah,
And you know,
and like I said, every time I had suspicion of something, she always had an answer to back it up, and that was easing my mind in that sense.
yeah,
Like, is that, yeah, no, this is must be okay. This is the way it is. And like I said, the big thing I found was that when she put that 40,000 USDT dollars into my account, I thought, if she was scamming me, why would she be putting money in? But the thing was, I never tried to withdraw that. If I had tried to withdraw that amount
yeah,
back then, I would have realised that no, it's not even there. And that's the
yeah.
thing; it wasn't really there. It's showing up on my wallet that it's there, but like as you said, that amount isn't there. That 60,000 is not there in my wallet. It's in that wallet address. That's where it's gone or how it's gone. I don't know.
So that lady Vera that I was talking about, she had told the company, now you'll get approached by a company who claims they can get your crypto back, and she did that, and they would charge her $1,400
Yeah,
to basically go hunting for her crypto. They
yeah,
found her crypto and they put it on a website that was called, I still remember the name of it, I think. It was private-wallet.net, and it's
yeah,
now offline. They gave her a login. She could log in and she could see the balance. She lost $90,000 in total. They managed to recover, would you believe, $110,000.
right.
to transfer the money from that private wallet, they wanted another. It was $1,800, not $1,400, but $1,800, and that's when she reached out to me.
Yeah.
And I said, "Oh my goodness." She said, "No, they want more money from me," and I said, "They'll just keep asking."
Yeah.
So with that those very words that you just said is very wise. That if you put 10,000, well, let's say you put 10,000 in, withdraw $2,000 straight away.
Yes. That's
You know,
exactly right. Yeah.
and then you'll know those big
If
chunks.
if anyone sees this and they come across something that they're not sure about, and you put money into that wallet, try and draw some of it back out, because if you
Yeah,
can't get it out there and then, you know it's not right. It's just, yeah, like I said, and like I said, when I tried to withdraw some, which, like I said, it was only $19 I tried to withdraw, and it took 6 hours for it to go through, and it went through. And then I tried the 10,000, and then that's never gone through. And then that's when I approached you to see what was going on, and yeah, and then like I said, the supports that, like you said, they just keep trying to get money back out of me. Like this girl, this Hannah, is contacting me, and she keeps saying, she said, "I'll put the extra 5,500 USDTs in, and we'll both get our money back." She said, "I've lost my money too," and I said, "Well, your money's not in there." I said, "You never put it in there." And she says, "Yes, I did. It's there." I said, "It's not." I said, "I can show you." And I showed her a screenshot, and she believes I've taken the money. She's blaming me for her losing her money now. Like, they're just that good at doing what they do.
Oh, mate, I feel for you. I was talking to a mate on the phone, and we both full-time scam busters, and I got
Yeah,
a bill in my email for my car registration, and it
yeah,
had the branding on it. And I thought, "Oh, I've never paid it online." I didn't think like that. And as I'm talking to my mate while we're busting scams, I pay my car registration.
yeah.
And as it went through, I went, "Oh my goodness, it didn't look normal the way the money went through." And I thought, "Oh, I've just been scammed." The first time I've ever been scammed by a phishing email. And I
That's
thought,
it.
if it's good enough to get me, mate, I mean, but it's just that
That's the
moment of,
thing. It wasn't like this process took was from the 9th of March until now. So it wasn't like a quick thing for him to, "Or let's get in here, get some of his money, and we'll go." Like,
yeah,
this has been ongoing, and they just tried to, and like I said, it got down to the point where they're just trying to get that little bit more, and but yeah, and like I said, they're still trying. They're trying to get another 15,500 out of me to try and get me 60,000, which isn't there.
yeah. So that,
No.
I've unfortunately, would you believe I've got a meeting with lawyers next, and I've got lawyers wanting information on a guy that I've done scam busting on, and someone's gone and hired a bunch of team of lawyers, and I thought they were in the UK, but it looks like Sydney, funny enough.
Yeah,
So I've got a meeting in 5 minutes, which I've got to duck off to.
yeah,
Um, I don't want to lose touch with you, mate. So we've got, obviously, I mean, what happens now is there'll be other people that go after you because you one of the ones that have trusted somebody in the past. So you're still in that demographics
oh yeah, yeah.
people. So just don't trust anyone, never pay money to anybody. Um, you know, I just feel that it's just such a shame. So just be really careful out there. Now,
Yeah,
I've already asked for people who are listening to me talk. I've actually already asked Stewart if he's feeling mentally okay,
yeah,
because I've had many people in my life who have taken the worst course because I've had an event like this happen in their life. So I
yeah,
think reiterating what this is about, this video was really designed to help anyone who might be doing the same or see some similarities.
yeah.
Reach out to us. I mean,
It,
I'm gonna,
my thing is, if you even suspect something a little bit, reach out to someone that knows about. Like, that's where my problem was. I was doing research, but I wasn't talking to other people that knew about this sort of thing. If I had
yeah,
reached out earlier, and like I said, with that wallet, if I had tried to withdraw money earlier and I couldn't, then I would have been like, I would have known then, oh yeah, this is not right. But
yeah,
yeah, that's the trouble. You just get that. you just get that entangled with what they're doing and what they're saying to you that you just forget everything else. That's the trouble. Yeah.
I say to people, I have a red flag. I haven't shown you, but this is my red flag. And people who say, how do I know it's a scam? And I go, well, it's three things. And the first thing is, if it involves crypto, it's the
Yes.
first red flag. I'm not against crypto, but crypto
No.
is an easy way to get money out of people these days, because credit
Yep.
card merchants, credit card providers can claw the money back. With crypto, it's
Yep.
a one-way street. So,
Yep.
and the second one is normally I would say, does it involve a multi-level marketing? If you refer somebody else into the opportunity, do you get a reward of some sort, like a commission or a
Yes.
paycheck? In your case, that doesn't actually exist, because you don't get a referral if you invite your mate along.
No.
You don't get yeah, and that's normally my second thing. But the third one, which I wave my flag quite a lot, is if does it sound too good to be true?
That's it. That's the
Yeah.
thing. Like that got like I said at the start, I kept thinking, yeah, no, this is why isn't everyone doing this? If it's that easy and that thing, everyone should be doing it. But like I said, you're getting that involved with the person that you're talking to, that it just all that thinking goes out the door. Well, it did with me anyhow. Yeah, and
Yeah.
so that's just how they obviously they pick on like I said, I wasn't in a good spot financially at the time and things, and they just I should have shut it down right from the word go. But yeah,
And you're right on the money there, mate, because I'm not in a good financial spot myself at the moment. And I think in the world we live in at the moment, people are doubling down on the casino, so to speak. And they're
yes,
thinking, like, I had one guy when I was in the New York Times, there was a guy by the name of Mike Lucas. He took $25,000 out of his superannuation money. That's all he had. And he gave it to an opportunity where they said that he could get $75,000 return in 600
yeah,
days.
yeah,
And but he only had $25,000. He was on a sickness benefit.
yeah,
He worked 1 day a week, and he said that and it was his whole life savings lost.
yeah.
You know what happened to the guy that introduced him to him?
Nothing.
Stage 4 cancer.
Oh,
And
right.
I did a video about how I thought it was an exit strategy.
Yeah.
And he's died on the
Oh,
19th. But it was, in a way, I said just desserts, really, because
yeah.
karma does catch up on people. But
Oh, that's the thing.
and I think that what you're involved in there was a criminal network, human
Oh,
trafficking,
yeah,
and there will be just be one pretty lady after another lined up on a computer trying to go after for
yeah,
someone else. I've got 1
yeah.
minute to get into my next meeting, mate.
Okay then.
I'll message you and we'll have a chat. But any developments or anything else, keep stringing her along, because if you're fully aware
Yeah,
that she's running a scam, then you'll chew up time that she doesn't have when she's going after the next person.
that's exactly it. Yeah. No, that's
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
All right, mate.
Okay,
Appreciate it.
Danny. Thanks
Thanks
very
for
much
being
for your
brave
help.
enough to come online. Really appreciate
Okay.
it.
Thanks very
All
much.
right. See you,
Okay.
dude.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.